Welcome to ABC Spin Labs, who we are, a different channel. Nothing like you've seen before, a math based channel based on results that you can use for education for your entertainment value when you're going to casinos.
So nice to meet you guys. I'm Gavin, the chief engineer is appointed by my partner and founder of the channel, Jeff. I have a background in engineering, not much of a background in slots other than going in the casino in general, other than going with my friends and cruises with my families and stuff like that. But I do again have a background in engineering and really enjoy the math side, the science and data, and looking at what these machines are telling us as we're building out some of this stuff. Um, I've enjoyed building the simulation, learning more about what goes into a slot machine and what parameters are set behind the math and science, and ultimately getting to the point where we can put out these episodes for you guys.
I'm Jeff. I'm the host. Gavin's my son and partner. But hey, my job in this channel is to focus on the player experience side, covering strategies, psychology, when to walk away, bankroll management, enjoyment versus risk, looking at par sheets of the manufacturers. But I've been an avid gambler all my life. What I do want to do is make sure that everybody understands the education that goes through it and how it can impact people that aren't educated and are not going for the right reasons.
All right, so let's get into what this channel is going to do for you guys. What's unique between us and what other content creators and channels out there are doing is we actually built a simulation referencing true data that's available to all of you online. Using that data, we plugged a lot of this stuff into Python and ended up building a simulation with dashboards and a lot of context behind it. To ultimately get us to this point where we're going to be able to do on this first episode, a million spin simulation, managing 3 to 500, and we can go anywhere between 0 all the way up to an infinite amount of bankroll if we really wanted to, but trying to keep it realistic and pragmatic for the average gambler. We don't guess. It's all math-based. Everything that you're going to see within our channel is math-based. There's sometimes where we may speculate things. There's sometimes where we may want to dive a little bit deeper or analyze something more than just the surface level, but ultimately we're getting down to the brass tacks of everything at the end of the day. And we want to encourage you guys to be responsible gamblers. So all the data that we're outputting for you guys, we want you to absorb and really understand what goes into these machines working the way they do, and jackpots paying out whenever they do, and so on and so forth, to get us to the point where hopefully you can go in, pick a machine, have a specific bankroll that you have in mind, ceilings, floors, in terms of what you want your payouts to be, and be able to walk away happy at the end of the day. The answers should always be the same. What makes a session safe is going to be this information that we're giving you through these videos and sessions and simulations. So look for us, ask us questions, and let us know what you're curious about in terms of specific machines, specific payouts, specific methods you may be hearing about or trying. And we're going to give you that information and make sure that you're staying safe and responsible with your bankroll.
And what makes a session fun, right? Winning, first of all, makes it fun. But even if you're not winning, enjoying the entertainment that the casino offers and making sure it's entertainment for you. Knowing when to walk away, knowing when to stay, knowing, hey, that the longer you stay, the probabilities go farther and farther down that the casino will make their money. So understand how that is.
And then finally on this slide, when you understand how a machine is actually built, the math underneath it, you make better choices. You stay in control, and the game gets more interesting, not less. Just like what both my dad and I said in combination, we want to equip you with the information to keep it fun, keep it safe, and let you walk away a winner as many times as possible. How we do it. The simulations are again backed by education from real players, real machines, and real data that is available to even us as the consumer and you as this viewer. As we go through these requests and these ideas and these myths that we want to debunk, we make sure to, if we need to, modify the simulation dashboard with outputs of specific data that makes it a little bit easier for us to digest, and you as well as the viewer. We run those simulations for thousands to millions of spins per scenario, giving us real outcomes that that translate across not just your $200 where you may be guessing at that point. We want to give you the unimaginable and the unreasonable parameters for this. $1 million bankrolls, million spins, 10,000, whatever it may be. We extract that math into CSV files, dashboards, using a multitude of tools that we've plugged into the script to make it translate again into something digestible for us as the consumer and you guys as the viewer. And then whenever we put these videos together, we want to make sure that we're connecting to real world scenarios that you guys may be seeing or again may be curious about. So we're going to make sure that we're hitting on specific notes and taking into consideration different types of players on those slot machines and casino floor, different types of bankroll management, different types of dynamic in terms of how you play these slots. So we'll be going through all of that, and there's a lot that runs into the back end of these simulations, but trust us in terms of the fact that this is all based on data that you guys again can access any day, anytime you want to.
What we cover: volatility, why two machines feel the same but can act completely different, bankroll survival, how long your money realistically can last, what that math looks like behind it, how much money do you need to bring per session, near miss, how much is near misses costing you in the psychology of the game, bonus structures, like how often do free spins come, what do the multipliers look like, hold and spin bonuses, what are they really worth, how often do they really happen, session strategies, right? Like knowing when to walk away, knowing when to stay, knowing when to press your luck. And then what does the manufacturers give the casinos before that slot machine even hits the floor, and what's their expected out? Every episode will hopefully make you smarter, safer player. And if it doesn't, it's not going to air, right? That's our promise to ourselves. That's our promise to you. And you'll see that what we're trying to provide will be much different than you've ever seen on a channel before.
We're not anti-casino. I think that should be made pretty clear. We are pro player. We want you guys to be successful inside of the casino and again, be equipped with the knowledge that you should. There's no secret behind how these machines work in necessarily. It's truly that RTP factor, the return to player, that is built into these machines, and we'll dive much more in depth into as we go through a lot of these episodes. Ultimately, they have built-in house edges long term, and this is talking about it again. Looking at our first episode with 1 million spins, we'll be very excited to show you what it looks like as you're getting further and further into that spin metric, getting to the numbers where the house always has an edge. The house is going to walk away with money. We just hope that at the end of the day, you get to too sometimes. Set a real budget. I think that's something that's very important in terms of how you're managing your bankroll and when you know to walk away. What's the song, Dad? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. I think that's something that we I know it's a silly reference and song right now, but it's something we definitely want to teach you guys. And make sure that you guys feel comfortable knowing what that looks like.
Yeah. And then match volatility to your bankroll, right? Understanding that if you're at a low volatility machine, maybe your bankroll doesn't need to be as high, and maybe that's where you need to play. That if you want to spend some significant time in a casino, if you match the wrong volatility to your bankroll, your session will be very short. And then that entertainment value is frustrating and confusing.
And then going into understanding the math, this is something I already hit on this slide. RTP and variance, they're not just random words that we're throwing out there. They're real tools and equipped into these machines to make sure that the house is always going to return their money. We want to help you guys understand where you could take advantage of that throughout the course of your play.
And then know when the session's done, right? Use a bankroll management tool. We have one on our page that we will provide for you if you want to use something like that. If not, bring your own. But have a strategy before you go to the casino. Look at manufacturers' websites. You can play their demo modes. See what the machine's going to bring to you. Already know how the machine's going to play before you play. ABC Spin Labs. This is what our first episode's going to be: is 1 million Dragon Link spins, what that RTP looks like, what does that feel look like for a short-term session? What does it look for a long-term session? And we'll talk about everything that we've talked about before, the jackpots, the amount of base spins you get. We'll go into so much detail that it's just a lot, but it's a lot of information that you can use to your advantage while you play.
And then finally, obviously the most important thing and what's going to help us grow as a channel and keep us motivated to keep on going with these simulations, change them and things like that, are you guys like sharing and subscribing to the channel. Give comments on the video, provide us feedback, and give us suggestions in terms of what you want to see. I know in discussions, obviously this is an intro for us, but we want to do lives for you guys. We want to do different formats and platforms so that way you guys can see us from different perspectives. And we would love your feedback in terms of making sure that we're giving you guys what you guys want to see and answering the questions you guys may have in terms of this thing. Again, this is very unique to what you guys have probably seen in the past. We're here to answer your questions.
And we're looking for you to join the experiment, right? Like Gavin said, bring your questions. We'll be able to do methods if you want a specific method. We'll be able to incorporate that into our Python programming and give you what you want to experience in the casino before you get there, so you can know those expectations and know to set your bankroll to that, and then know your walkaway limits as well. Looking forward to seeing you